This is your number one baby daddy, MrNoGood of MrNoGood.com. This isn't going to be a long one today. Well, I'm not planning on it being a long one tonight. But this is kind of a follow-up to yesterday's show. It's based around DMX, but DMX is all of us. DMX is like all black men, in a way. So this isn't anything to throw on DMX individually, because basically, us as black men, we are all DMX. It's just some of us made different choices. Some of us made good choices, some of us made bad choices. So, as you know that he's in an overdose. He's had an overdose from doing some kind of drug. Now, if he had passed out, if it was heroin or something like that, his heart would have just stopped. Or, you would have died differently or gone out differently, but, this is cocaine. I'm thinking it's cocaine. You see this right here, he probably was just performing right here, so I'm not going to say he's high on cocaine right here, because I have no idea, and I'm not going to say that. But this is how you look when you're doing cocaine. So, when I first heard about this, I was kind of like my baby mama told me. And I was like, oh. I had no sympathy. The reason I had no sympathy is because I know that DMX, people in the world, you listeners, even members of my family, people in the community here, they really don't give a damn what happens to me. DMX has no reason to give a damn about me because DMX does not know me. So, I like this music and everything like that, but come on, man. Most of us ain't gonna lose no sleep. That's just the way it is. It's not that we don't care. It's just that we don't know him. To us, DMX is an image on the screen. He's a voice to be heard through audio waves, through our sound devices. I, to you, am just an image on this computer screen. I'm a real person, but to most of you, I'm just an image on this computer screen. That's just the way it is. Everybody makes their choices. I've made a lot of choices. I've made a lot of bad choices. And just like DMX, you can learn more from other people's fuck-ups than you can learn from other people's successes, because you learn what not to do. Just like this dude, the African, the Baltimore bitch who sent me this letter. that I had it in the previous video. One thing he said was, we're not following what you do. We're learning, we're doing what not to do by watching you. And that is 100% correct. Sometimes you need to look at somebody and say, what am I not going to do? The Baltimore bitch somehow internalized that and has proven what my mission was without even realizing it. There's people out here listening that have raised families, done very well, making much money, and living great lives, who have been directly inspired by this 50-year-old fuck up living in his mama's basement named MrNoGood. There's a lot of things you've learned. I've traveled a lot, experienced a lot, dealt with a lot. You know what not to do. You know what not to pick. I know what not to pick when I'm dealing with people out here now. See on somebody on some bullshit, whatever. But you know what? You only live once, man. I'm about to be 50. And guess what? I'm going to go, dude, Baltimore bitch, I want you to tell me what part of Africa you're from. And you know what I'm going to do, Baltimore bitch? I'm going to go to your part of Africa, your country, your district, your tribe, your village. And I'm going to fuck everybody that I can. I'ma fuck your cousins. I'ma fuck your little sister. I'ma fuck your big sister. I'ma fuck your mama. Because I can. Because you only live once. If I want to go out here and have more children all over the damn globe, I'm going to do it because I only live once. How am I going to be able to do this? How, when here in America, we have to go to work every day, pay bills, keep up with the rat race, keep up with the rate of inflation. How can we do it? Well, the way I'm doing it is living with my mama. Just like these Mexicans be doing. Mexicans come over here. El Salvadorians come over here. Here in Akron, who we got? They're from Nepal. They whole tribe gonna move into one big building. I've mentioned this before, and they out there frying chicken and hanging up their clothes out in the air, just like they was in their country. And here in Akron. But they doing it and they stacking money. And they getting it back to wherever, Nepal, these Africans getting it back to Nigeria and wherever, Sierra Leone and wherever. And they bringing more of them over here to Akron, Ohio. And they're doing more, and they're getting more grocery stores. And they're getting more money changing places and schools, everything. They're just taking it, circulating the money with them themselves, going to get their cousins, sisters, whatever, bringing them right back up here, just like the Africans doing, just like the Baltimore bitch is doing with his African family. That's just the way it go. So how am I going to do this? Well, I must first fatten my purse. My purse must be filled with gold and silver and feel heavy and round and make me feel good as I jingle it. Jingle my purse. But how can you, me, and you fill our purses and start our purses to fattening? I know this sounds all ridiculous, but as you've seen with the last one, I'm doing this with Bitcoin. This is what I want you to do. All of you. Bitcoin is the answer. I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't give a fuck if you do it or not. Bitcoin is the answer. What I want you to do is go right here on YouTube, and I need you to research Bitcoin and how it works and get the basics. Get the basics. Then you'll expand. I advise you to get a Cash App account to start. With a Cash App account, you can buy Bitcoin. That's what I'm going to tell you. Research what Bitcoin is and what cryptocurrency is. First, research Bitcoin, and there's a whole lot of other coins, and it gets more sophisticated, but you need to start with the basics of Bitcoin. Then, get you a Cash App account. Link it to your bank account. And then, I want you to listen to this audiobook called The Richest Man in Babylon. They dug up Babylon was a great city 5,000 years ago that's now covered in sand. It's all done, but it used to be a great empire. They had libraries of clay tablets, and they wrote down stuff. Just daily life. Poems and ledgers and dealings with the king and business dealings, this and that. But you know how they have all these Think and Grow Rich and by Napoleon Hill and just all these others where you say, oh, well, you have to think positive. Have your money make money. Your money has to make money for you. Think positive. Use other people's money. Shit that the person working at Burger King can't do. The stuff that somebody living on welfare can't do. This right here, you can work at Burger King. And in time, you will be rich. The amount of money I have circulating in it now, I could dig ditches for the next 2-3 years. I could pick up trash for the next 2-3 years. And I did this on my unemployment and my extra thing. Thank you, Joe Biden. And thank you, Donald Trump, before that. I was able to build this and circulate my money and get it working for me. By just doing that, following certain principles. Now, I didn't have all these principles in here. My first principle was just to save as much as I can and buy Bitcoin and hold it forever. Well, no, it wasn't. First, I was going to buy Bitcoin, save it, let it rise, and then when it got time for me to go to Africa, I was going to sell some of the Bitcoin, go down to Africa, try to find some land, whatever. But no, you never sell it. There's different ways you can do that. It's building wealth. Now, you can't tell everybody what it is, because you can tell somebody what it, you heard that saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. I was going to tell a story about this woman I know who's on doing some bullshit MLM scheme with some half-ass European binary trading software where they're not making any money. Just ridiculous. But it ain't even worth it. And I offered, I'm doing this, what I'm about to tell you, or what this is about to tell you. I'm doing it. And it's amazing. This is the first thing I've ever seen where it tells you how, step by step. And it's so simple and easy. You know what they're telling you is common sense in here. But you just didn't do it. I didn't do it. But now, applying these principles in this book to Bitcoin, to this new technology of Bitcoin that wasn't even around when this happened, man, look, y'all are going to look back on this that didn't act on it, and you're going to be kicking yourselves. You will be. And you can't say that nobody told you. I'm telling you. Now, I'll do the extra stuff on the Patreon of how I'm flipping it and the mechanics of that. But you out here in the public on YouTube can get plenty rich doing this. But first you have to listen to this audiobook. It's like 5 hours. It's entertaining and it's free. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. We're just going to do a little excerpt from it. This is about the richest man in Babylon, basically. All the ways that he was able to get rich. He started off as a slave. This and that and that and this. The king told him to come in and teach people in the community how to become rich. So a lot of other people can become rich and not have a few people that are rich and a whole lot of people that are poor. So what they wanted him to do was come in, teach the people, a certain group of people who would go out and teach other people. Now, some of this are parables. Okay? But some of this was based on actual tablets that they found in the sand. Like how this No, not going to say that. Because I'm going to quiz some of you if you want to know the rest of the secret. But you have to listen to this first. Let's start with a little excerpt.
As a dutiful subject of our great king, Arcad began, I stand before you in his service. Because once I was a poor youth who did greatly desire gold, and because I found knowledge that enabled me to acquire it, he asks that I impart unto you my knowledge. I started my fortune in the humblest way. I had no advantage not enjoyed as fully by you and every citizen in Babylon. The first storehouse of my treasure was a well-worn purse. I loathed its useless emptiness. I desired that it be round and full, clinking with the sound of gold. Therefore I sought every remedy for a lean purse. I found 7. To you who are assembled before me shall I explain the 7 cures for a lean purse, which I do recommend to all men who desire much gold. Each day for 7 days will I explain to you one of the 7 remedies. Listen attentively to the knowledge that I will impart. Debate it with me. Discuss it among yourselves. Learn these lessons thoroughly, that ye may also plant in your own purse the seed of wealth. First must each of you start wisely to build a fortune of his own. Then wilt thou be competent, and only then, to teach these truths to others. I shall teach to you in simple ways how to fatten your purses. This is the first step leading to the temple of wealth, and no man may climb who cannot plant his feet firmly upon the first step. We shall now consider the first cure. The first cure. Start thy purse to fattening.
There it is. Start thy purse to fattening. And I'm telling you, it's a very entertaining tale. And how I have been able to fatten my purse. Way fatter than I thought and faster than I thought I'd be able to fatten it for my foreign trip to another country. To impregnate women of foreign lands. And how we'll be able to continue to go to foreign lands and live down there without having to work, because I have fattened my purse. And it works. It's working. You can do it no matter how broke you is, no matter what kind of crappy job you have. With the principles of this book and with the explosion of Bitcoin and the knowledge and studying, this is your one opportunity to get rich from nothing. Now, every day, not every day, sometimes I'm down, because I'm down a couple $100 a day, but that's just how it goes. It goes in waves. But I'm holding on, and I know it's going to go right back up here, baby. If something happens, they mad at Mark Zuckerberg for something. And they say, oh, he's invading somebody's privacy. We need to regulate Facebook. The stock dips. Then they say, oh, Mark Zuckerberg lost so-and-so $1 billion in stock value today. Is Mark Zuckerberg still not rich? That's not gonna go up. When you have that much, it's irrelevant. This is the same down here on this level. If your purse is fat enough, it can take dips, because it doesn't matter anyway. You're not living on your purse. But you have to listen to that. So I'm going to give it a week. That'll give you the time to look up The Richest Man in Babylon. Just look up The Richest Man in Babylon, full audiobook. It's 4 hours and 53 minutes long. There is one that's 8 hours. I don't know why. Don't listen to that. This one is 4 hours and 53 minutes. You can listen into it in your car. That's how I listen to it. I plugged it into my car. I have a little spot where the speedometer is where I can lay my phone. Even though you don't need to, I do that for videos. You don't need to do that for this. This is an audio book. But anyway, I have a place to rest my phone and I can listen to it while I'm driving around. I'm not telling you to sit down and read this because you ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. But you going to drive somewhere. You got to drive to work. You got to drive home. You got to go to the grocery store. You got to run errands. There's no reason that you can't listen to this book. That's how I was able to listen to, say, read, quote unquote, read Uncle Tom. I didn't read Uncle Tom. That book is like that thick. I listened to Uncle Tom because I was working. And that was the way to listen. Audio books they're the shit. You must listen to The Richest Man in Babylon. There are simple principles condensed with different parables and stories, and some of the stuff is real. But you're going to have to listen to it. So this is your number one baby daddy, Mr. No Good of MrNoGood.com, signing off. Baby.